In this video, we'll be looking at the basic 3-point lighting in Cinema 4D. Now, 3-point lighting is one of the basic lighting rigs you can create in Cinema 4D. It simply involves the key light, the rim light, and the backlight. These three lights, that's why we call the 3-point lighting. Okay, so let's create a simple scene so that we explain how the 3-point lighting works. So first we need a floor, so let's create a plane. Okay, this is a plane, this will be our floor. Okay, and then let's create our backdrop. Okay, so we create another plane, and then we have to make it into the Z plus, the positive Z axis, so that it looks it will shift into the position. And let's move it back a little bit. Okay, we can move it up to, okay, so this will be our platform. Okay, so this plane will be our background. Okay, so we have a platform where we can put our stuffs on it. And the 3-point light system is mostly used to light product shots. If you are creating a product shot, you mostly use a 3-point light system. You can use a different light system if you like a skylight, environmental light, but this is the basic 3-light system. Okay, so let's just create some basic products. Okay, so let's create a cube. Let's make it into I want 50 on both the X and Z axis, and then 70 on the Y axis. Okay, and it's on 70, but we want it to sit directly on the floor, and 70 divided by 2 is 35. So when you come to the coordinate manager here, this one, I want to push the position 35 centimeters up so that it will sit on the floor. So 35, but then it sits directly on the floor. Okay, and with the cube selected, I want to have a fillet, a little bit of fillet on it. 3 centimeters is big, so I'll go, yeah, 2 is okay. So we have this beveled edges. Okay, so this is our first product, and let's create another product. Let's use the platonic. Okay, let's scale it down to 35 will be okay. Let's move it up like this. Move it up. Let's go to the front view so that we make sure it's sitting right on the floor. So okay, it's okay now. Okay, so this is our second product. Okay, so let's start by lightening this scene. Okay, so we start by creating an area light. We're going to use area light to light it because that is the most physically accurate light system in Cinema 4D. I love using the area light. You can use any of those light, but personally I love using the area light, and I will recommend that you always use the area light system. Okay, so we create our first light. This will be our key light. This will be our main light. So this will be our key light. Okay, and those who do photography, you'll be familiar with this lighting system. Okay, so with the key light, I want my key light to be coming from the left. Okay, so I'll move the light up and move it to the left like this. For area light, the emission always, the rays of the emission goes on the Z axis of the light. So I want this blue line, which is the Z axis, to face my product, okay, or my scene. So I take the rotation tool and rotate it so that it faces it down here like this. This is the angle, like a 45 degrees angle kind of. Okay, and then I'll move it up a little bit and back so that it shines here. So this is my key light. Okay, then let's create another light. We want something we call the rim light. The rim light, it's the opposite light of the key light. It's not as bright as the key light, but it has a little bit of rim. It affects the rim edges of the light of your product. Okay, so let's create another light, another area light. We call it the rim light. Okay, we move it here. Okay, move it up, and then let's squeeze the sides a little bit like this. Okay, and then we have to rotate it so that it faces the side of the object like this. Okay, and push it a little bit up. Okay, so you see how the light is. The key light is lighting our product from a 45 degrees angle like this, and then the rim light, I want to light the sides here. So it's basically just the side of this. I can push it up in front a little bit so that I can get some of the in front, some lights, some of the real lights in front of our object like this, but I don't want it that way. I can push it. I want the side, okay? And it's just your own preference, like how you want to light your scene, because lighting a scene can be different. Anyone will have a special way of lighting your scene, but this is the basic 3-point lighting system, okay? So my rim light is okay, and then my last light, another area light, is my backlight, okay? So I move it up like this, squeeze the scale, something like that, and then I want to rotate it so that it's hitting my product from the back, something like this, and then I push it back like this at the back. So you see it's at the back of my object and it's hitting my object from the back. Good. So this is basically the 3-point light system. We have the key light, which is our primary light, the strongest light, and we have the rim light here. It creates a little bit of contrast between the key and the object, and we have the backlight. Some people will call it top light because someone will choose to light the top from here so that it lights from here onto the object, but I use it as a backlight so that I'll have some separation between my product and the background. Okay, so this is basically our 3-point lighting system. Okay, so by now when we render it, you will see the light system, but you won't see any shadows because our light doesn't have any shadows. So when you render, you see this is how our product looks like. Okay, so let's select the key light and give it a shadow. I want to give it an area shadow. Okay, and then the rim light too, I want to give that one to an area shadow. Okay, and the rim light, I don't want it to be as bright as the key light, so the rim light, I'll change the intensity to something like 60. Okay, it's okay for me. And then the top light, this is the backlight. Okay, this is our backlight. I don't want any shadows on it, and the intensity too, I don't want it so bright, so I'll give maybe 40 will be okay for me. Okay. Okay, so now when you render, you see we have this nice looking scene that is being lighted with our 3-point lighting system. You see the key light, it's brighter here, so you see this fall off. Okay, and we have the rim light affecting this side a little bit, and we have the backlight. The backlight is separating my background from my product. Okay. Now to see this clearly, let's change the colors of the light. So with my key light selected, I'll come down here and maybe give it a little bit of yellowish light. Okay, and the rim light, I'll give it something like a cyan. Okay, something like this. And the backlight, I'll maintain the white of it. So this gives you a little bit of physical representation of how the 3-point lighting system works. So let's render it now and you see how it works. Okay, so now you see the key light, which is the brightest, has this yellow tinted color because we added the yellow, and you see it. And the rim light, see that the size of the object, you can see the sign, but it's not as bright as this. Okay, because that's what the rim light does. It creates contrast between our key light. Okay, and we have the top light separating our object from the background. So this is basically the 3-point lighting in Cinema 4D. You can choose to add so many lights as you prefer. It's just all about your preference, but this is the basic. Okay, this is the basic you can start with. So thank you, and see you in the next video.